This will be an insight to the teacher's evaluation process. Teachers will be rated on lesson planning, instructional time, certification status, and observations based on the Danielson framework for teaching. There are two types of observations, announced and unannounced. For the announced observations, there will be a pre-observation meeting scheduling the observation. For the unannounced observations, evaluators may pop into the classroom at any time to observe. If you are a new teacher teaching 3 years or less, you are considered a probationary teacher. Probationary teachers will receive 2 announced observations and 1 unannounced observation. Veteran teachers who have been teaching more than 3 years will receive 1 announced observation and 1 unannounced observation. Announced observation will weigh 30% of the final score. Unannounced observations will weigh 30%. Instructional time will weigh 25%. Lesson planning will weigh 5%. And certification status will weigh 10%. The first step in the evaluation process is the first pre-observation form. After an observation meeting is scheduled by the evaluator, the teacher will fill this form out detailing what will be discussed during the observation meeting. The next step is the post-observation form. After the observation meeting is held, the teacher will fill out this form to detail how the observation meeting went. The next step is the observation scoring form. After the observation meeting is held, the evaluator will fill out this form, rating the teacher based on the Danielson framework for teaching. The next step is the mid-year checklist. After the first semester, the teacher will rate their progress towards their goals for the school year. The next step will be the unannounced post-observation form. After an unannounced observation meeting was held, the teacher will fill out this form to detail how the observation meeting went. The next step is the unannounced scoring form. The evaluator will fill this form after the unannounced observation meeting. The evaluator will rate the teacher based on the Danielson framework. If you are a probationary teacher, you will have a third round of observations, which will be announced. Probationary teachers will be required to fill out a pre-observation form and post-observation form for this announced observation meeting. Evaluators will also rate the teacher based on the Danielson framework. The next step is the lesson planning form. Evaluators will rate teachers on how many lesson plans they submitted during the 36 weeks of lesson planning. Teachers should strive to submit 1 lesson plan per week. The next step is the time form. At the end of the school year, the evaluator will rate the teacher's attendance in this form. The next step is the certification form. The teacher should present to the evaluator a copy of their certification. The evaluator will then state whether or not the teacher is certified in their specific area of teaching. A copy of the certificate may also be uploaded within this form. The final step is the summative form. The summative score is a weighted calculation of the observations, instructional time, lesson planning, and certification status. The summative score will determine the teacher's final performance rating of either distinguished, proficient, basic, or unsatisfactory. Once the summative meeting discussing the final performance rating is held, the process is considered to be completed and may be marked as completed. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to contact the program manager.